Hey guys, and welcome back to Basement Gamer. Today, got a special video for you with another special guest, or the same special guest, because we got Justin here still.
It's me, I'm Justin. I'm excited to march to October with Spencer here today.
Exactly. What? Jumping right into it, yeah.
Jumping right in.
So, yep. I am also here, as per usual. It's me,
The Basement Gamer.
Spencer. And yeah, so we're playing MLB The Show today, and there's a new game mode called March to October that I thought would actually be cool for Justin and I, because in the past we've tried to do a franchise together, and it's honestly just not
It's hard.
easy to actually play a lot of games, and this actually kind of speeds up that process. So as a casual fan that he is, I feel like this would be a cool kind of thing to kind of get your ideas on it and how you think this transforms MLB The Show for somebody like you, like a casual fan.
Yeah, it's hard because we usually spend more time doing the draft,
Right.
and finding all the players, which
Right.
is always so much fun. But then we get to the games and we're like, we only play a couple before we have to, stop or whatever.
Right.
And we're like, we'll come back to it, but then it's difficult to. So
By the
we
time
don't-
a couple months have passed, and you're rusty again because
Exactly.
you're not
Yeah.
playing and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So this, we don't have to do a draft or anything. We just get the base team. You can kind of see how they have it set up. So you have your favorites to win. So these are going to be the teams that are quote unquote easier to use. You've got like the Yankees, the Astros, the Red Sox, the teams that are always in it. Over here, you've got the teams that have maybe done enough in the offseason to kind of build up their roster. So, teams like the Phillies with Harper, the young Braves, the Brewers, who had, they won the Central last year. You got your underdogs, so teams that can probably put together a 500 season, but it may be harder for them to reach the playoffs. And then you've got just your flat out
Shock the
long
world.
shots.
That's
Teams that are basically expected to finish in the cellar of the entire league as well as their division. So I figured, because you're a Phillies fan, and I already know I'm going to do this probably with the Cardinals myself, we could do a Phillies one together.
do
that
it.
way, it's
Yeah.
kind of
love to.
relevant for you. And because you are inexperienced, we'll just go ahead and play on the easiest difficulty.
Okay. Sounds good. That'd probably be my best way to warm up.
The downfall to this is that I think it does like an intro. We unfortunately cannot hear it, but still pretty neat that they kind of like set it up for you. Unfortunately, I don't think we can do it how we did in franchise, where we actually were both playing, where like you played the outfield, I controlled the infield, and then we were switching off every hitter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
However, we can kind of just flex it how we want to. I was thinking we could do I'll pitch
Okay.
and you hit.
Sure.
Or we can do I'll pitch and you'll hit, 2 out of every 3 innings. I don't even know how the games are even set up,
Okay.
so I don't know how quick it moves and stuff like that, because it is supposed to be a fast-moving game mode. So we'll see how much we can get through and kind of see how the first one goes and see how it gets set up. It's apparently just throwing us right into it. So we need to win on opening day.
What do the stars mean? Just like
I believe that means they were an all-star last year. I don't like that Andrew McCutcheon's not in the starting lineup. I hope we get roster control.
and Acuna. What's the red square next to him?
That means he's a top prospect.
Okay. All right.
Coming to you from Citizens Bank Park as the Philadelphia Phillies will play host on this opening day to the Atlanta Braves.
So the idea behind all this is that you get momentum, and then in the games you don't play, depending on where your momentum's at, the more likely you are to, and that's how you get that trophy, the more likely you are to win the games that you're not playing. This is a really, I think, a cool idea. I just hope it's executed well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to see. It sounds excellent for all skill ranges. So.
They were in contention for the NL East race, but fell into a deep slump in September, finishing the month 8-20. Perhaps an opening day win could help this group overcome the bitter aftertaste of that collapse and create some positive momentum into this new season.
Thank you, Heidi. Let's go get it. Opening day baseball.
We can't listen to it. All right. So it begins in the mid to late innings. So I'm guessing that means most games will have a start mid to late.
Okay. That's interesting.
We're up 1-0. Okay. Top of the 6th. So yeah, so for now we'll just do, I'll pitch, you hit, kind of see how that goes. You know, if we need that spark, I can hit.
We saw the pitchers enters for them.
Yeah, the guy in their bullpen. So I was right, he is back on the Braves. I'm excited to see how often they have you play a game, because obviously they have you play opening day, and I wonder how much time passes before they, you know, have you play again. Obviously, like, I'm guessing towards the end of the season, you know, as you play teams like for the Phillies, the Nationals, the Braves, teams that are going to be right there with you for taking the division. You know, those games are obviously more important and have more impact on, you know, playoff implications and stuff. So I'm assuming they have you play those games. I also wonder if, you know, if there's just like a walk-off chance.
Yeah.
If like they just bring you in all of a sudden, bottom in the 9th, and have you just like go, like try and walk it off.
Yep.
I don't know. So we'll see.
It's probably a healthy blend to keep it interesting, in my opinion, but we'll see.
Alright, so obviously you can use, in here you can use the whole guest pitch thing if you remember how to do that. A little late. You're good. Justin, how would you rank your overall skill?
Out of
Oh
10.
no, let me show. Did you try to swing at that? You did. You absolutely did. The game just wouldn't let you. Yeah, on a scale from 1 to 10, what would you say you are?
Probably a solid 4.
I would say that when you and you know how to like advance and everything.
Is that L1 or is that the 4?
It's gonna be it's yeah. Oh, if you hold in L1
Okay.
and then after they like round the base, you can let go if you want them to like stop at second and stuff like that. Slide is gonna be that again, but but it'll slide automatically. And then to go back, if you round first and realize you don't want to, then you just hold out R1 and then they go back.
Excellent. Okay.
I would say that I would agree with that. Like a 4 is probably pretty good for your skill level. That's gone.
Oh, let's go.
Absolutely. Let's go. But you're the type of person that once you get hot and like get used to it,
I'm hoping.
I would say you're even like a 5, maybe even a 6.
Maybe 6 on a good day.
Yeah.
6 if I'm using Ryan Howard.
6 if you're using Ryan Howard. Maybe Bryce Harper's now going to be your man.
I need someone to fill that hole.
You're off to a good start though.
Yeah, I'm
Gotta
happy. I am impressed.
Your first go at offense. I was kind of expecting 3 strikeouts on 9 pitches, but off to a good start. And I mean, we are on rookie, so hopefully
Do you usually
it's gonna be a little more.
Do you usually not do square if you don't have the red icon? If it's just if you misguess the pitch or the spot, do you just do X?
Normally I just do X for all swings, but occasionally,
Okay.
like with Bryce Harper, like
Square.
a player like that, I would use square
And I
like
did square
early in
for
account.
Hoskins because he's
Right.
4.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, like on a normal pitch that I don't guess right, yeah, normally I just hit X to swing and just try to make good contact.
okay. I'm pretty sure that was a 4 seam right down the middle.
So another thing I don't know is, and actually what I want to check on is, I don't know if you have, so you do have access to like all these decisions and stuff, which will be interesting. But I mean, Nola's pitching.
Yeah,
so, well,
so we're gonna
so
keep him in there for a little bit.
take him out when his spot in the lineup comes up, I would say.
Okay.
Which I'll kind of show you how to do. I hate that it's giving us all these tutorials too. I mean, 74 pitches in 7 innings, and he's throwing a shutout.
I feel like that's not too bad.
It's not. It's very good, actually. Some might say it's very good. I would say one downfall to this, the one thing that I like that they added to MLB The Show that I'm guessing you can't do in this game, is they added those quick counts, which in franchise mode is actually really nice because it helps like make games go quicker, which this seems like it's supposed to be that. It's supposed to be that you get to do franchise mode, but instead of you simming all the games, it picks out the games that are most important for you, which is nice. Because I would say that very few people play all 162 games.
Yeah.
I know that I personally normally do like the first game of every series, or just like the first game of each week, or whichever game I do one game per week essentially, like whichever game I like want to do the most, depending on like somebody pitching or just like a team that I think I should play against. And it's nice that this kind of does that for you. Like, well, here, this game's important, so play it. Play the big moments and get your team to the playoffs. I think this only lasts one season, so there's no off-season moves and stuff like that. I think there are mid-season moves, so we can like try and trade for somebody and stuff like that. But I don't think.
I did square there.
You did?
I didn't. I was like, if I did, maybe that would have been a better hit. But I don't know.
Like there's again that like timing zone is less though, so you may have like just like pop straight up anyway, or missed. But there's no like off season, so like we can't go out and try and sign Bryce Harper, because once the season's over, if we made the playoffs, great. If we win the World Series, great. But whatever happens after that, it's just over. It's done. So it's a mode that they can definitely work on. Oh, this is Nola here. So press up and then go to substitutions, and we'll bring in. Let's just bring in Kutch to hit. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, it'll be cool to see how they expand this later and see if they make it more of a franchise mode. Because I definitely think that would be cool.
Well, I think it's not only is it one of the coolest titles, like March to October. I think that's really cool and clever. But
I didn't even think of it like that.
Yeah,
you're talking like month, like from March to October.
I didn't always think of it like that, but
I was thinking of it as like March, as in like Marching. Storm to October. Nice, you got the call. That's how I was taking it originally. That's really cool. That's awesome. That is really cool, actually. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a freaking great idea.
Oh no, Kutch.
A 75 in speed, really? I don't think he's that fast.
Seems a little generous, especially based off that one run.
He's like putting.
Yeah.
Putzing. All right, let's see. So we got Charlie Culberson and then two lefties. But we don't have a lefty up in the pen, so forget that, I guess. Just bring in the best guy we have. I also don't know how injuries work in this. That'll be something that's like kind of cool to see, like how we manage it and stuff like that. Yeah.
I like how many game modes they've been adding to the series over the years.
Well, this took the place of seasons, which I thought was kind of a dumb mode anyway. And then they had a postseason race mode where it was literally like you just pick a team and you start and you like choose who else is in the playoffs and you try and win the World Series. So it kind of like combined the two.
Yeah.
With this mode, like just highlighting, this is the most important game of the season. Play it, gain momentum. That'll help you get to the playoffs. It's a very cool game mode. It's nice to see them actually do something that's kind of innovative to the series, because for a while I've definitely felt that they've kind of been lackluster with the stuff that they've been doing.
Gotcha. Well, I know for all sports games, like seasons is just kind of a staple.
Yeah.
That kind of game mode. So.
Well, they have franchise mode though, and like franchise mode gives you like as much or as little management over your team as you want. Like you can decide, and Seasons is literally like it's franchise mode, but the least amount of control over stuff. And it's just like, well, what's the point of having 2 modes like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can turn a franchise mode into seasons. So
I'm excited that they cut it.
Yeah, I'm happy they did too. And yeah, a lot of the changes that they've made have really been, lackluster. They haven't done a whole lot to update the game, it feels like. And it's because they don't really have competition.
They don't, no. There's one other game out there. Sorry.
Real quick, I want to get somebody else up in our bullpen. I want to get our closer up. What game are you talking about?
I think it's RBI Baseball.
Oh, yeah, and that's not even really...
It's not really competitive,
that's
but it's the only other baseball game on the market.
Yeah, that's not even a threat. Circle again, yeah. It used to have 2K challenging it, and the thing about 2K was that... So, hold L1. Nice. The cool thing about when 2K is that 2K challenged them, but 2K was on both systems, whereas this was only on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And that's still the case. This is only on PlayStation, so if you have an Xbox, you really don't get access to a top-tier baseball game. 2K was a complete baseball game, we'll call it. It wasn't as good as the show, but there it at least had some sort of competition. Now it really doesn't have any, and so it doesn't have to make itself that much better every year, which is kind of annoying, in my opinion, as a fan of the game.
I agree. I'm not an avid fan of the franchise, but I get what you're saying with that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's annoying for any game of franchise.
So I think is really cool. Another thing that I think is really cool about this game mode is that, so for somebody like you, where you're probably not going to go out and buy this game, at least not right away. This is a game that you're saying that if it's discounted,
maybe then.
Yeah. This is like the perfect game mode for anybody to play, like especially a fair weather fan, because you can just go, all right, I want to play, but I don't want to do a franchise because that doesn't really interest me. I don't care about having great swing.
Sorry, bros.
I don't really care about having control over a team. I just kind of want to play the game. I just want to play as the roster. It's cool that you can go, oh, okay, I want to play as... What?
They intentionally walked here, which was cool.
They did.
I thought that was a cool, noteworthy subject.
That you can say like, oh, okay, I want to play as the Red Sox because they're a perennial contender. And then you play as the Red Sox, and you do it, and you play on whatever difficulty you want to play on, and it's over, and you're like, cool, that was fun. And then a couple weeks later, you can be like, you know what, I'm going to do one as the Phillies now. And then I'm going to do one from the other section. And then I'm going to do one from the other section. And it'll be quick, and you'll get through it, and you can, revel in the fact that you were able to complete it as a certain team and whatnot. But it's like constantly moving. You're constantly doing something new. And I think that's really cool, especially for, like I said, like somebody who plays the game, not maybe as much as others.
Man.
That was a slider. It was a good slider.
If I picked up this game, which I'd like to get a lot better at it, if I ever pick it up, I think I would do 2 things. It would be this game mode, without a doubt. And then I'd probably try and do a...
He gets there and makes the play for the second out of the inning.
No way. I mean, I get it. That was obviously out, but
So you do this game mode?
And probably I would try my luck at Diamond Dynasty.
Yeah.
Because I really like Ultimate Team in other games. So
Diamond Dynasty is something that that's probably the thing that they've worked on the most, and they continue to change that the most. And Diamond Dynasty is actually, I think it's well put together. I don't really play Ultimate Team in Madden because I just feel like there's too much, and honestly, there is a lot to the show and Diamond Dynasty. But that being said, it's cool because you have these essentially challenges and goals that you're working towards, where when you play franchise mode, your goal is to make it to the playoffs, win the World Series. And the goal of this is make it to the playoffs, win the World Series. Whereas that, it's get 3 hits with this player, and it's these small little mini challenges that I don't know. I always thought were cool. And then they added moments in this game where you're playing as some of baseball's greatest stories. right now they have Babe Ruth, Willie Mays as like the legends storylines, and then for more current. Thank you. Yes, they've got Bryce Harper and his rookie season, and they have the Chicago Cubs breaking the World Series drought. Which, if this game mode was in, 2-3 years ago, you could have done it. You could have been the Cubs. You could have marched to October and won it and broke the curse and all that. And now, if you do it, you just won the World Series as the Cubs 3 years after they are already done it. So
it's cool because they're definitely appealing to those who know their baseball history, but then also for some of the more recent events in baseball, there's something in there for you too, which is really cool.
I honestly think I want to try and beat March to October with every single team.
You should.
I think that'd be really fun. It's something that I want to try because then it also gets me a little more familiar with rosters and stuff like that. So here we go. We have some momentum. We got the shutouts. That gives us some extra momentum, it looks like. I'm excited to see how this is all set up.